bizarrely, there's no cough. Doesn't even feel like a real stream without a cough. Hello! All the beautiful ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lovely people out there in the intranet sphere. 'Tis I, once again, back in Vampyr. Alrighty. I believe this is the door. We need to inform Lord Redgrave that we murdered the hell out of an actress who just coincidentally happened to be spreading plague. Really lucked out that way. You can't even... Hi? What brings you here? I was gonna say, you can't even do your...
What are you doing?
Insane dash.
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all,
in a room full of
isn't
vampires.
It the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
They don't even let you in?
You have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something.
Well, that's just insane.
Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
My report. Turns out shotguns solve all our problems, Chairman. I know. Bold, stunning new information. Bring us into the 20th century that we also crave to be in. Are you... Yeah, okay. I was gonna say... You were standing over there.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
That's symbolic. Can we maybe change our metaphor around? Like, one that doesn't make me think penises? I know that you're kind of back in the old days where it's all... You know, but here in our civilized world, I kind of... Okay. Some questions remain.
Some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London.
I suppose, yes.
For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you.
Another task.
One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
Arg, what's up, man?
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club.
Heh.
I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit
How's that now?
A new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the
yes, Aloysius.
he deserves to be.
First of all, why me? Secondly, does he want to be a vampire? Because, like, he hangs out with you guys, and I feel like if he wanted to be an Ekon, you'd have made him one already. What's up with me? Not much. Working on some game completions in my spare time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for biting the old guy, but at the same time, does he want to be a vampire?
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral
Only
question,
one way to find out.
It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years.
Okay, but I
This
haven't.
is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
How come you didn't bite him? Like, why
Before
me?
I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
Why? Yeah, about that. And, I mean, really these... Well, I don't... The main question is, why did you wait all this time for me to... If I had never come along, would you just be like, sorry, Aloysius, no one new joined, so no one bit ya. Damn shame. Hate to see you go. Bye. As he died on his deathbed.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
Your definition of witness is odd, because she's
Something of a
downstairs.
bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Right, sure.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die, and he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
What about the king? Does he know?
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
Right, and...
Did he choose me?
No, I did.
Uh-huh.
My decision is very recent, to say the least.
I would imagine.
Entirely mine.
Okay.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
I mean, if he's all for it, sure, why not? I'll bite the guy. Seems like, well, wait, didn't he have some, like, weird opinion about something, though?
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius
No, he had, like,
Dawson
literally build a
to
wall
make him
opinions.
my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
He'll be very handy resource. Sure, enlighten me on your advice.
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Thank
I
you.
think it's some sort of trap.
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson
Yeah.
will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered,
Is this the best
his
place
lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
to have this conversation?
Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Oh, shit. That's... So it's not just a, you know, oh, for every 100 guys I create, or Econs I create, or whatever, I create a skull. You either create skulls or you create Econs. That's interesting. Still, though, what about all the other Econs in his society?
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
Yeah, again, maybe we should go, or both, depends on a lot of stuff. About making Dawson an Econ. Advice about Aloysius, about Lord Redgrave. So what do you propose I do, then? Because if I don't make him an Econ, someone's going to notice, and then I'm going to be in hot water.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Econ like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world.
Okay.
An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Seems unlikely.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Okay.
What would you have me do?
Yeah, what do we do
The
then?
man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor?
Yeah.
Do not make him your progeny.
I'm
What would you do?
inclined
The
to
man's
agree.
dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that
What?
is his soul.
I stop and get a haircut along the way, and it's just like, well, you kicked the bucket before I got there. Damn shame.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Alright, I mean... Reach Temple Church entrance. I guess, yeah. I'm inclined to not make him an Econ, of all things, but at the same time... Also a text from my mother, regarding wedding stuff. That's in, you know, months. Okay. I can deal with that in a bit.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Oh, they get weaker every generation? That's interesting. That means old, Redgrave is the last of, the Redgrave vampires. How did she learn he's only capable of creating skulls, I wonder? Yep, in combat area. You can tell because I'm dashing. Hi! Where am I going? Just down the street? Okay. Hi. Oh, you've got the sword resistance. You just hold... Oh, for... Please, just hold that. There we go. Do not care for you. You two are jerks. Not entirely sure all the details of what was revealed. Yeah. Just like, oh yeah, by the way, he... Where am I? Huh. Cool place. Yeah, it's the only way through, so, sorry, lads.
Stupid beast!
Yeah, I'm stupid beast. You told me you did. Alrighty. Oh, no, yep, turn the other way. That's the spirit. Stay at home!
It's locked, all right.
Well, okay, how the... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how the fuck...
Another way to get into the neighborhood.
Find a passage around the quarantine stockade. Alrighty. Through here somewhere, obvious. Is there an obvious way? Doesn't look like it. Got skulls, though. That's a sign. Ugh. You're all the worst, you know that? Okay, that's a curious spot I've got myself stuck in. Why does everything resist swords? It's not fair, I tells you. And also hit like a runaway goddamn truck, huh? What's that about? Maybe it's because you're 8 levels lower. Quiet, you. Ugh. Fully aware of my level situation. Also, that one heal cost me all my health. That's cool. Love to see that. That one heal cost me all of my blood, is what I meant. I guess I did upgrade the heal so that it costs a bit more. Didn't realize it cost quite that much more. You wanna drop the... Thank you. That's, yeah, a fair chunk of my health there. There we go, alright. Hi, how's it going? Stay over there, if you don't mind. Going up this way. Boy, I'm gonna need to upgrade the amount of blood I get in bites, since I'm now, using more blood to heal. At least I have a goal on what I want to upgrade, I suppose. What have we here?
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Good. What passage? This way? I got like here, and he's like, ah, this passage. Not down there. Not in there. Is there a passage I'm missing? Is it the one you're it's the one you're standing over. I see. Okay. That all checks out. Hold that. Can't I win it, though? My prey is yours? What? What prey are you on about? That man was dumb. Look at the blood pattern. It's very red. I was going this way, so... Ah, yeah, it checks out. That guy was guarding it. What a dick. I like how with my vampire ability that lets me teleport over long distances and, like, over water and shit, he's like, a flimsy barricade, better head to the underground mines to get through. Eh. You're an educated man, I assume, Doctor. That's 4 years of college and 4 years of medical school, so I have to assume you're at least 8 years old, and you can't figure out a better way than the underground passageways to get past a flimsy wooden barrier. So let me tell you, I've met 8-year-olds that can, in fact, figure out how to get past a flimsy wooden barrier that don't involve long underground tunnel sections. Maybe I'm just special like that.
This is despicable.
Yeah. You don't like me eating rats. Maybe I go to bite this guy and I'm like, his frail old heart couldn't take it. He was just too old and kind of shit at everything.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Well, this is a fighting area. I dropped down here and I can't come back. Alright, let's have at it then. Yep, Leon Augustin. Oh, shit! Hi, buddy. You're big, like the other guy. Do you just hang out down here, or what? Woo, baby! Did you call me a sub? What? Hey guys, sub to twitch.tv/. Oh, fuck! Forgot they could do this. Forgot they had the Naruto clone jutsu power or whatever. Did not forget they hit like a runaway boxcar.
Give me your blood.
Elephant on steroids over here. Admittedly with a nice hat. A speeding train. They hit real hard is our point. Aha! He has taken less damage than I would care for him to have taken. Which is to say he isn't dead yet.
You shall learn to respect the laws of Ascalon.
I'm a member of Ascalon! What the hell are you on about? Do you think I'm not? Is this all just some mistaken identity? Aw, that's embarrassing. You know what? I'm so glad we don't have to fight now. Here I thought you were some schmuck. Didn't realize you were hanging out with the Ascalon boys. I'm one of them. Newest member, Johnny Reed. At your service. I guess you're at my service since I'm, you know, an Econ and you're a, fuck! You're an Irish guy. You know, the not higher vampires. The Irish. Also, I've been a vampire for like a week now. How long are you gonna keep calling me newborn? I get it, you know, compared to some of you, I'm very spring chicken, but... I mean, really, newborn seems a little... I'm a 40-year-old man already. Hey, how do we know Dawson doesn't want to be, like, 7 feet tall with arms the length of a tree trunk? Maybe he wants to be one of these guys, huh? If his options were basically the same crippled old man you are, but, you know, you get a sword, or massive fucking dude who looks like when he goes to the gym he lifts the entire building, I'd go with the big guy. How's he gonna build a wall as a frail old man with vampire powers? This guy's building a wall. Just saying, you know, maybe Dawson hasn't thought this all the way through. Well, because they're pure vampires, just as... Shouldn't be reading the chat in boss fights. Just as Ekans are, it's skulls they're generally considered lesser impure. Yeah, but clearly the Ekans here are like the nobility, whereas these guys are the muscle. Ascalon! Again, you know, I'm cool with those guys if you want to, like, maybe calm down and we could explain about this misunderstanding of me hanging out in the sewers here. I'm on my way to actually see Dawson. Maybe you know... Ah! Not a fan of Dawson, huh? That's alright. Ow!
No one can hide from Ascalon.
Yeah. So I've heard. You know how I've heard that? I'm a member, you goddamn lunatic.
Die, newborn.
Yeah. Die, newborn, this, and you don't understand our ways, that. You're not special, Leon. Okay, that's on me.
Kneel, traitor.
Don't understand why I'm a traitor, per se. He resisted that, that's not good. Timed it poorly.
I will crush you.
Yeah. Haha! Alrighty. No, that was one hit. Time to run.
Die.
There we go. Get my blood back. Thanks for not being resistant to swords and shit. Though I would appreciate if you stopped doing that. Look, this clearly isn't going your way. Do you want to just, like, call it a draw? I go east, you go west, that sort of thing. It'd be like the Zaxes in that one Dr. Seuss novel. Is he born yet? Not sure. He certainly isn't writing novels at this point in time. Oh god, I was gonna say can't believe the game let me get away with that, and then it didn't. So fair's fair, I guess. There we go, get some more blood. Yeah, that's true in a way. Alright, I'll read that in a bit here. I'm nearly done with this gentleman. Yeah. Hey, you know, at the very least, Fergal had this thing where he'd, like, jump into the ceiling. How are you weaker than him? Just saying. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Did you know, Fergal? Is that what this is about? You big Fergal fan? You sorry I, you know, killed off your buddy? No one to play Mahjong with on the weekends anymore? Why does he play Mahjong and not, you know, go drinking in a pub? I don't know. Decided to give him an extra layer of shading there. His name's Leon Augustine. Or Augustine. And he likes Mahjong, you know? Now he's a character. Interesting facets and shades. And now he's dead, so, you know. Nathan, what's up? You just missed killing this guy. Large dude here. It's true in a way Ekons are more of the thinkers and the brainy vampires, but aren't as strong or fast as the Volkods. Volkods, on the other hand, have more brute strength and speed and such, not so much brains. Surely that would be a quality you had when you were human, the brains part, before becoming a vampire. Well, I guess Scalds get stupid. In fact, Volkods are closer to being wild beasts like wolves and ravaged human or Ekon. You got info about Volkod collectible. Yeah, I'm looking at it. That's what I popped it open for. Something about the Volkods, vampires, Scalds, vampire club, species. There we go. Violence of Volkods. Never let the size of a Volkod fool you. These massive bastards can be as quick as any leech, and they can be put down the same way by puncturing and pinning their rotten carcass to the ground before beheading them. Boy, I wish someone had told me that's all I needed to do. I've been just poking them with my sword 1,000 times. Remember, it's all about preparation and exploiting your target's weakness. The problem, of course, is the Volkods have no weakness. They are strong, fast, sensible, and deadly. Oh. They are killing machines with one simple goal: to put huge claws around your neck. So if any of you lads are unlucky... Why was he holding this? Unlucky enough to ever face a Volkod, just remember this. Dodge and make it mad. Hurt it, taunt it, make it so it loses its temper. Volkod's brains lose it when irritated enough, and they stop thinking and start blindly attacking. This is your only chance to win by gaining a tactical advantage against a stupid beast. Use it. From Know Your Enemy by Carl Eldritch, Pruin Leader. Alright then. They're smart enough to have conversations, though, and, like, that one Fergal guy fucking rolled up and made fun of me before disappearing off to kill a bunch of Scalds. So I think the game is somewhat, you know, selling their intelligence a bit short. I have no idea what way it wants me to go, or expects me to go at this point. Not this way. But then what is over here? Why have this? Try up here, I guess. Oh, we got a guy here. Soiled letter. My name is Robert Teasdale. To whoever may find this, please try to help me. Well, you're dead, homie, so... My daughter Louise disappeared a few weeks ago. She was seen for the last time in a bar in the neighborhood, not the one she works in as a waitress, but another. Could you name the fucking neighborhood? The Dancing Trout. That's a terrible name for a bar, and I still don't know where that is. 2 witnesses saw her leave the place with an elegant and unknown man, maybe a foreigner. There are many rumors of men and women vanishing in the area. I'm convinced Louise may have been abducted and is kept somewhere nearby. I know the police will not help, for they already have more important things to do. Than finding a missing person? So I've decided to look for Louise myself. If you find this letter, it means I've failed in saving her. My Louise is a good girl who does not deserve to die like this. She is of medium size with dark hair and a scar on her right cheek. Search for her and finish the work for me. God bless you.
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
I know something about Louise? What? She's a random... Yeah, I've met her. What? Well, she's lost, I guess, but I know of her. She's just an NPC hanging out. Open that. It's a shortcut. Okay. And on we go. I suppose I'll keep going forward then. That's a locked door. Oh, we have another puzzle. Great. Just what I wanted. I can't hop up there? That looks like I could just hop up there. No? Alright, cool. No again, I take it? No again. Awesome. Still locked. Okay. Seems like very easy to just hop up there, but 'tis not to be. So I'll just turn all of these. Raise to the bridge. Bookworms aren't mentally handicapped or just plain dumb, incapable of functioning in society. It said they're much more about following their instincts and using brute strength as such like a wild beast, not so much extensive planning. Ah, they're not a tactical sort. Got it. Okay, door's been unlocked. Was that it? Was that the puzzle? I turned 2 levers, guys. Alright, we did it. That was tricky, let me tell you. What a puzzle. Alrighty. Guess I'll be moving on then. What the? Oh, hi. Where are you? Oh, Jesus. Why do you hit so hard? Get fucking... Get away, John. God. Ah, they locked me in. Thank you. Need the blood. Bye. Nope. Please, John, please. Please, for the love of God, dodge the way I want you to. Great job getting that blood. I'll just use it to heal. You know, when I wanted, in fact, to do the spear bit. Great! Love that attack. It's extra fun when it comes off screen, guys. Let me tell you. Wrong button. Thanks for the blood, homie. I also gotta upgrade these blood spears. Because these fights fucking suck. Thank you. Go. Whittle them down yet here. I think I killed one of them. Yeah, okay. Alright. Making progress. Love to see that. Oh, you... There we go. Okay. Alright. If you watch closely, you can see the game actively pulling me into that grab. Gotta look up the name of the people that made this game. So I can curse their name to the heavens when their jank combat continues to exist. Alright, you and me, champ. Boy, 1-on-1, it's almost not even fair. And then 4-on-1, it's also like it's not even fair. Crazy how that works. That drains the water and lets me go back this way. Alrighty. Vulcans have temperate patience and unstable nitrogen bomb, meaning it's easy to make them angry and use that to your advantage. Also, it did say that they aren't dumb or handicapped, but they just have, Volcoids aren't exactly the smartest blokes around.
It's
Fair enough, I suppose. Oh, I need to make it lower than that? Alright, alright. You? Right, that should be good then. Can't imagine... Really? Okay, alright. Nope, you brought it up. That's up. Trying to lower it, thank you. Alright, that's gotta be it, right? I can see paths down there that are now open up. Alright, there we go. Whee! That guy's daughter, Louisa or whatever, should be around here somewhere.
This is despicable.
Yeah, but, you know. Wow, I got the name right.
Thirst for blood.
How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
You Londoners are no match for me.
What are you if not a Londoner then, sir?
Disgusting asshole! Vampire will never be your wife!
Oh, I guess who's weak to guns. Hate to be you right now.
Let me go, you bastard! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
Really wish you'd stop.
Disgusting asshole!
Or, you know, take damage when I shoot you. Thank you, like that. Feel like it's not too much of a request. My favorite part of the shotgun is, you know, if you're too close to a guy, it just doesn't hit them, because the bullets don't have time to go all the way out. That's how shotguns work, you see. In all video games and in real life. Which is why I can just stand there firing a shotgun at him and he takes no damage. The insistence on escalating combat and the continuing jankiness of it is really starting to wear on me. I so want to love this game, but by God, the jank.
Let me go, you bastard!
No damage, cool, love to see that. And no damage, cool, love to see that. I'm out of shotgun shells. So glad we had this conversation.
You're bleeding.
How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
It's especially fun because it's... Apparently the sword doesn't always do damage either.
Bastard!
I get that he's somewhat resistant to it and all, but still. Somewhat resistant does not mean immune. Unless you're this game, in which case it means we're just not going to register hits sometimes. The sound will play. You'll get the feedback. If I'm not strong enough. That's very rich. How about you register a fucking hit? Christ alive. I know I harp on it, but it's just the game could have been infinitely better if A, the combat worked, and B, wasn't shit. Or C, was just not in the game. Replace it with something. But anyway, let's roll some dice and see if we can actually do some combat to this guy. The only one that really seems to work consistently is the stunning strike, which I do largely so that I can just do damage to him. Not because I want to do that, you see, but at the very least, when I hit, it registers that I've hit the man. And let me tell you, can't overstate how nice that is when combat works. And Louise died that day. No one knows what happened to her down in the sewer. Some say the janky-ass combat accidentally tripped and stabbed her right in the throat. Others say the janky-ass combat accidentally slipped and smothered her with a pillow. The only thing everyone can agree on is that it was the janky-ass combat's fault Louise died in the sewers that day. Hey look, the stairs out of here. Shame we never found Louise. Her father's dying message undelivered. What a shame. She won't be remembered. There's also someone named Carolyn that knows my name, apparently. Hello? I saw a subtitle. Oh. Okay. I suppose it's you lot. Hi.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
We've never met, but okay, sure, I'll try and stay a bit longer.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good
Okay,
condition.
former patient, got it.
It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
You have bullets?
May I look at your...
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Doctor.
No. No, you don't. Don't know why you would.
I am glad to see you again.
But I figured it was worth asking. There was a woman right here? Oh. She's apparently sunk into the floor. Alright. Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I just told you I'm investigating.
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Gotcha.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
So, if you're a detective, what are you looking into? And why do you think a random guy would be responsible for a plague, for example? Let me open this frickin' door. Don't have to go underground again. It's a shame there was just no way a teleporting vampire could have possibly gotten through this incredibly sturdy wooden barricade here. I had to go through all of that sewer nonsense. Ah, well, hello, boys. You We twins? We Mario and Luigi? What are we doing?
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what-
That's
Agamemnon!
all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know?
Excuse
As
me.
important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose.
What is with this game and the pretentious names? We have Aloysius, Redgrave, Agamemnon, and here's our main character, John.
On anything.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Agamemnon Baker. Really? That's the name, huh? What's your name, then?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar.
Pericles.
Have we met
Agamemnon
I
and
think
Pericles,
I would
huh?
remember.
Alright.
So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd.
I enjoy a fine Greek mythology
My
reference.
name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet
It actually does, but again, the name's pretentious
Pleasure is
enough that I
mine,
don't care.
I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Well.
Too many murders to investigate them all. But they will not be forgotten.
Maybe this massive pool of blood, Detective Inspector? No? Alright, cool. Just pop in here. New hideout. How lovely it is. Can I just... Oh, yeah, I can. Now where am I? Oh, look at that. It's like a shortcut through. Surely there's like a bed or so. Okay. I was gonna say, surely there's a bed and a work table. You know, the key essentials of this sort of hideout business. Alright, I need to improve the increased blood absorption when using bite. Yep. I have 2790. We'll see what 20% is doing for me. That could be... That can't be buffed. The spear. Can I buff the spear? Yeah, no. Fucking really? 3,000 for... Oh my god. Okay. Costs less. Breaks into 3 and can hit other people. I might do the breaks into 3. More damage that way, but that's what I need to save for. Hell, you know what? I'll get some experience. I'm about to eat this, Oh, she died. Ah. What a shame. What a damn shame. Ah, well. What are you gonna do? We never did find her. Crazy how that happened. There we go. And there we go. More health with watery blood samples that I don't have, so I can't craft them. Great stuff. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alright. 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 Okay. Where is Dawson's Manor? Hey, Spiral. Been a while. How's it going? We're playing Vampyr, and it's, I'll be honest, touch janky. How about you? It's alright. Are you? I thought you guys were NPCs. I went the wrong way. Excuse me. Really? Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if you just ended me. Yeah. Went the wrong way. Didn't mean to be here. Oh no, what am I gonna do? It sure is a game, this one. My love for its story and characters is very much getting overshadowed by how awful the combat is. I want to like this game, and probably, like, when I think about it again in the future, I'll be like, it was a good game. Combat wasn't great, but it was good. You played as a vegan vampire. I'm trying, But the combat's so jank, I'm starting to think I need to just eat some people so that I can keep up with the levels. Just so I'm not overpowered. One-on-one, it's not too bad. I can handle that. But group fights, God help me. I also don't know where this guy's manor is. Weirdly enough, kind of like that. Oh, I like a challenge in combat, don't get me wrong. You know, I played Dark Souls, every one of them all the way through, Bloodborne. Looking forward to Elden Ring, you know. Love a good, tough, by-the-nails combat. This game is just jank when it comes to combat, though. There's a fine line between tough but doable and just clearly not polished combat. I feel like they only put it in the game because it's a video game and it's supposed to have combat. They should have gone all in with making it sort of like a vampire-y RPG sort of thing. I'm setting off tiles. What's that about? Vampire Mass Effect. Yeah, a bit.
A red river, a song in the dark, the whispers of a sun.
The crime of lost knowledge. Okay.
So many signs.
I'm gonna go. This seems like a whole thing, and I really don't care about you. I just want to find this Aloysius guy so I can eat him. I wouldn't mind playing a Mass Effect game on stream. They're long, but I like the Mass Effect games. 2 especially is my favorite, but that's hardly a controversial opinion, I think. I've actually gotten all the achievements in 2. Kinda wish I could get a sequel that improved upon this. Oh, it... Yeah. Hi. Thanks for opening that door. No, you! Ah! Open the door. Open the door. Really? Really?
I cannot enter.
Like that, you know? There's a couple things in this game that definitely need to be improved on. I think that would be one of them. Never played the Mass Effect games. They're pretty good, for the most part. 1's pretty rough around the edges, 2 is generally considered the best, and 3 pissed off a lot of people with the ending. Like, have a choice to do the missions in day or night, and changes, depends how you approach the level. Well, that wouldn't really work with the vampire-y sort of aspect. My ideas for improving this game, Spiral, were, first of all, get rid of the combat completely, give it sort of the, murdered soul suspect LA Noire treatment where investigation is a much bigger part of it. Have me use my fucking brain, make it almost a puzzle game. And, yeah, give me factions. Let me choose if I want to side with the vampires or the humans. That would be interesting. It would also give me a reason, other than I want to be stronger, to eat people. Narratively avoid hunters and don't fight them. Yeah, something like that. Maybe I want to side with the hunters. I also don't know how I get into this stupid manor because I don't know where it is. The map marker disappeared and just said enter the... I assume it's this large building I'm circling. But the map marker just says enter the manor and it won't tell me where the manor is. Even though there's like 800 buildings around here.
It's locked, all right.
That door is definitely locked and there's no way getting through there. From what I heard, the ending of the third Mass Effect game pissed off the majority of fan base, and Andromeda isn't all that well liked. Yeah, 3's ending was very lackluster compared to what they were building up. They were sort of hoisted by their own petard on that one. And Andromeda is just, I don't know, it doesn't have the same sort of fun feel that the other Mass Effects did. It felt very kind of like the passion and heart that was in Mass Effect was gone. What we liked about the game was the RPG elements, not the explore planets, and that's all that really Andromeda was. It was explore the fucking planets, the game. And it's like, you know what, actually, we don't like this as much. My idea for the daytime is less combat focus, more hazard avoidance. Ah, yeah, you know, incorporate some puzzles into this where I need to avoid sunlight. A bit like, what's the game? Plague Innocence Tales, where I need to avoid the rats. Alright, how the fuck do I get... Is that his manor? That looks like a church. Or is the manor over here? Because it's just like, enter the manor. It's like, okay, where is it? I'm gonna rub my face up on some doors until I find it. Maybe it is down here? I'll ask this guy. Where the hell's Aloysius Dawson at? Or Aloysius, if you prefer. Which you shouldn't.
Jonathan Reed.
Oh.
At last we meet.
Hi.
The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr.
Okay, Usher. Really?
My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
Yo, shout out to famous R&B artist Usher for being in this game. He looks different.
Paul Stoll, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight.
Oh yeah, primate.
When the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Okay, true. Are you referring to the first or second time? Anyway, about Aloysius.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions.
Awesome. Where is he?
Time he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
That's crazy. So where is he?
It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
Boy, crazy.
Aloysius.
All right, shut the fuck up.
I read Song in the Dark, The Whispers of a Sun.
So I'm sure the rest of the game is somewhere around here. Here? No? Okay, no. Not the big obvious door. Is the big obvious door? No, not the big obvious door. Somewhere I need to warp to? Somewhere in here. That much is true. Is it... The only place I haven't been is over on the other side. How many more streams do you think you have of this game? I don't know. If it carries on like this, none, because I can't figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go. I'm getting real sick of this game shit. Andromeda's biggest problem for me was that there was not a single character in there I was like, you're cool, or he's interesting. No Garrus, Grunts, Rex, Jax, Tallies, Thanes, or even Samaras and Legions. Yeah, there were one or two. There was the, I think it was a, there was a woman I really liked. I didn't like any of the humans, which was a shame because they kept forcing me to bring them on missions and shit. But, I always like a Krogan, so the Krogan in the game I liked well enough. And, it was a woman you met, like, on the first planet that was kind of like an assassin-y mercenary type, and I thought she was alright. Although I admit I stopped playing the game after a while. I kind of gave up on it. A mildly decent character from the Alien Assassin. Yeah, yeah. Again, I liked the Krogan. It should tell you something that I can't remember any of their names other than the Krogan. I can't even remember the race of the Alien Assassin lady. Turian, maybe? I don't remember. She might have been, now that I think about it, might have been, Asari. Friday finds the entrance to Dawson 2 to 3 streams, including this one. Jesus Christ. I don't want to throw in the towel on the game, but I'm really, like, it's getting to the point where I'm not having... I don't want to say I'm not having fun playing it, but, you know, it comes time to stream, and I'm like, oh god, I have to stream Vampyr. And it's entirely the combat. I like the character, I like the story. The combat just sucks. We put it in the game because it's a video game and it needs combat. We clearly had no idea how to actually implement combat into this game. It's not even like Mega Man, where the central mechanic just wasn't appealing to me. It's just not good. You look at like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, and I shouldn't be comparing them, it's AAA, but, you know, a game... Bloodborne's the closest I can compare this to in terms of like the quick dodges and the movements. They perfected that combat. It was tweaked and refined. The game was all about the combat. This is clearly not all about the combat, and it just feels so ungodly shoehorned and forced in. It's like they looked at Dark Souls and only officially understood what makes them good. Well, just any sort of combat like this, really. Not even just Souls combat. Just Cause is a game that's all about the combat, and I have a blast playing that game. Pun possibly intended. Yakuza games are great for the combat. You know, the beat-em-up, changing battle styles combat. It's beautiful. I love it. Great time playing Yakuza. This, not so much. Highlights of this do not include the combat. Alright, this has got to be his manor, right? Because Arg was even saying there's a gate-ish thing that's supposed to be the entrance. This is it. Okay, alright, we found it. That took far too long to find.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
So I shouldn't eat this guy, right? I guess I've never bitten a guy. What happens if I consume them? Do they become Ekons, or do they just die? I wouldn't, but I chose a strictly no-kill policy. Well, I started with a no-kill policy, but, as I said, this game is kind of wearing out its welcome as it goes on, and I'm sort of ready for it to be done. And the quicker it's done, the, you know, in my opinion, the better, so I can stop complaining about it and instead remember it fondly for the game it is. And, if, you know, nomming on a few people is what I need to do to make this game, be over quicker, so that I can remember it fondly, that might be what I do. You mean if you embrace a dude, they die. Ah, so I should embrace them. No feed, I should say. Got it. Eat him. Understood. Eat him and gain his tasty experience so I can level up. Got it. There he is. Hey, buddy. Ready for me to bite, but maybe, you know, a little bit too hard? Hi.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
Boy, let me tell you.
I passed several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Kinky.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
Yeah, funny that.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available.
You know I just bite
This
you,
could be
right?
so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Again, I just bite you, you know?
But tonight, I'm not here as a physician.
Good dude. Good.
But I feel reassured.
The old guy that's clearly like
such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
a dude my age doing an old man voice, but not very well.
But before
That's the dude's voice
I
you like?
proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick. for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure.
Oh, Jonathan's. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
To you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
I have enough money to eventually get Studio Brick voiceover booth. Hey, nice. I don't know what that means. I'm only... Problem is space. Yeah, I assume that's like a setup downstairs in a basement or something. I'm hobbyist at best. I would love to do voiceover stuff regularly / semi-professionally, but it's one of those I never have the time or motivation to try it. I look at listings online for projects and occasionally lend my voice to them. Could take a few minutes. Trust me, I'm the only vampire here. Ha 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 ha! I don't know what I'm...
Believe me, there is a huge difference between reading about vampires and waking up as one.
Studio Caliber
I learned
sound.
that myself the hard way.
Oh my god, man, stop your whining. I don't have time for your pointless jibber-jabber.
Jibba-jabba! Well, let's move on then.
Let's move on then.
Yeah.
Please, I'm cold and tired.
So am I.
My life waning with every moment.
God, you're like
First,
me.
Before you embrace
Only
immortality,
crappier.
What would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed. And I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same.
Kind of with, you know...
What will your first action be?
Aloysius here.
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Yeah, okay.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Turn, sacrifice 2,000 EXP, and okay, well, I never do get this third answer. I like how it's, you know, his option of turn him into a vampire not only costs me money, but then I feel like a piece of shit for doing it. Just kill the man.
You don't deserve immortality, Mr.
Fuck that noise.
What? What are you prattling on about?
I don't believe I've ever met a man so bereft of empathy. You, sir, are despicable.
I let a crazy Irish preacher live, and I'm killing you.
Can't. I made a deal with Lord Redgrave. I'll finance whatever he wants. Please, just ask him.
Sleep now. Rest now. Forever.
That's a hickey, if I've ever seen one. Maybe burn the body so Redgrave can't be like, I see you just...
Forever. Who are you to decide my fate? Who gave you the authority?
First of all, his lips weren't moving there. Secondly, I like how he's asking, who gave you the choice to decide? Who gave you the authority? It's like, pretty sure the, Redgrave himself asked me to do this, so, you know, just saying. District will suffer the consequences of my action. The district can suck my dick, alright? How bad was this dude again? He wanted to build a wall? Oh, hi. You were here, huh? That's... listen. Would you believe that he slipped and fell on a knife, crawled over to his fainting sofa, and then died? Also, the knife evaporated. Also, it was 2 knives shaped like my teeth. Didn't think so. Did I come in a weird time? You always come in at the weird times. Quite bad. He had about as much empathy as anything or anyone as a wolf has for a sheep. Ah, building walls, always a good pitch.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
Alas,
About that,
Aloysius Dawson
alas,
was brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
Dead when I got here. He did, yeah, crazy.
He didn't survive the procedure.
What are you gonna do?
He was too weak.
This is unacceptable, nevertheless. You were given the simplest task.
Well, get rid of me then.
What do you want? What?
Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again.
What do you mean?
Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then.
What the fuck?
Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
He was like 800 years old.
And take that awful
What are you talking about?
Fit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone.
He's like the age of dust. What do you got? Ugh, you suck. You suck, Redgrave. I'll have you know. Oh yeah, the 3,000-year-old man didn't survive a guy biting into his neck to turn him into a vampire. How dare you, Dr. Reed? Don't really see how this is my fault. Hi. Oh, you. I remember you.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon.
You clearly were waiting for me.
So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Not
Old
anymore.
What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
About what?
Lady Ashbury. You know her. Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago.
Uh-huh.
Wanting to meet the sewer skull.
Sure.
Once she questioned Harriet Jones.
Okay.
She agreed to help us.
With what?
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind
He
is
could have been
twisted,
useful.
but at
Just
least
for
her
money.
body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away.
Oh, Swansea? How's he doing?
Spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
What, a hospital? Also, I don't know how he could have been useful. Like, money, yeah, but also, he's got a house full of shit we can just sell. Money. We're an ancient society. I don't really think we need money, per se. He had the moral values of a brick. Oh, please, no, I've met some very upstanding bricks. That guy was, easily the paste used to hold bricks together in building foundation. Such people are never good allies to have around for long. But if you're smart male for... smart enough for the fine pawns with a tight enough... Try that sentence again, Spiral. Maybe you'll get it right your second try.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Don't we need to talk?
Tell her we need to talk.
In the end...
Ah, if you're smart enough, they make for fine pawns.
Go
Got
now
it.
and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
But he didn't want to be a pawn. He wanted to be an immortal Ekon, part of the society ruling class type thing. Suppose I'll head this way? Yeah, and then just kind of southeast after that. Swear I had a quick stroke. Yo, I have those all the time. Usually whenever there's a pretty woman standing around. Just have a quick stroke, if you know what I mean. See ya. Yeah, sorry about that. Bye. I'm sure that man had some fun opinions about me. You have a cold again, huh?
Talking about this Colossus. Perhaps I should look into it.
As in Shadow of? Well, if we're one-on-one with him, he possibly could have made a good pawn, but he had the backing of the Ascalon Club, and those fuckers never make for good enemies. I think they make for great enemies is the problem.
When science fails you,
5,000. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. 5,000 experience is gonna taste real good.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look.
Take a look. Don't be shy. I'm British. Hawking my wares is what I do.
You are blinded by your
Yeah, blinded by my false sight. Also, while it's impressive the game has this many NPCs that you can kill and, you know, get experience from, if they were going to do this better or differently, whatever you want to say, it seems weird to say, but I would suggest less NPCs and more, characterize them better. With very few exceptions, I don't really know the NPCs that well. There's like one or two I'd say I know very well, but could have been a lot better. How do I get that dashing swipe that apparently you can't dodge? Because it'd be really good. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. That might be the leap move that I'm considering getting, but never do.
You're mine.
Like I said, conceptually this game is my shit. Again, yeah, lots of good ideas that I feel like could have made an excellent video game. Instead makes an okay video game that probably couldn't figure out what it wanted to be. Playing Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I've heard good things about that, actually. I've been meaning to, check it out one day. Lots of talking, from what I hear, though. Not necessarily a bad thing by any stretch, but, you know. Does make for a difficult game to play on stream when all the characters keep talking. Oh my god, just die, would you? Nope, cool. Wasn't talking to you, John. I meant good enemies. You don't want to piss them off unless you're absolutely sure you can take them on. John has more pressing matters to take care of, like get into a dick measuring contest with the Ascalon. He has 50% chance of winning. Good things, not sure I'm going to check it out. Unlike I recommend, especially after Avengers. Yeah. I heard Avengers was a fucking mess, but somehow Guardians of the Galaxy actually rose to the dizzying heights of pretty good. Hi. Yeah, it is. Bye. I am on my way. Died on a cutscene. How do you die on a... Oh, in Avengers. Yeah, that game's fucking jank. Not in the way like this, where it's like I can see what they were going for, and it could have been good with a bit more polish or focus. That game's jank in the what the fuck were they doing when they made this kind of jank. Oh yeah.
What is this?
I will show you how I defeated him. Going away.
Truck. Are the vampire hunters here already?
Well, if they are, I'm going in, you know, my room here to have a quick lie down, because holy crap, I'm sick of fighting people in this game. By that, I mean I died in a cutscene that wasn't a QT, it was a legit cutscene. Well, you know. Avengers is only, like, you know, it's a very small property. It's not, you know, hugely successful or anything, so bugs like that are to be expected from a company that has the backing of not one of the largest film conglomerates in the entire history of the world. Game glitch while I was doing play-level cutscene. Again, you know, that's just gonna happen. Could improve this. Part of me just wants to improve health and endurance. Make it so I die less. That said, I do want the 3 blood spears. Takes me to 22. I'll boost my health. 15. You're also at 15 for endurance. Healing is 27. 13. Or 3. Blood capacity. I mean, I could do that. Yeah, that could be good. 600's not bad for it. More damage biting and faster regen. Yeah, I probably want those. After we're done here. Let's see how me killing a guy shook out. Terrible news for London. Well, that's a shame. Well, I went up 2 levels from that. So you could say it was worth it.
Those bastards.
Uh-oh.
What have they done to Edgar?
There's plenty of people still...
Looks
Ah,
like he's
blood.
wounded. I better follow the blood.
I am good at that. Stumbled a lot, didn't he, this Edgar? Oh, we finally go upstairs. All right. We had an elevator this whole time? Where the hell was this? And where does it go? This is an arena. Why do we have this? Wednesday Vamp not good at following the blood trail.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder.
Orichalcum. Oh.
He's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you. What have you done?
Can you like roll to the side, man?
We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what?
It's pretty high tech for the time. It is.
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic.
What the hell are you talking about?
Another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No, I'm trying to put an end to it, just like you are.
You're the progeny, aren't you?
Who?
Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now
I
where is
killed
Marshall?
Doris Fletcher.
Speak!
Boy, that doesn't work for long, did it?
So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast?
They might be.
This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger
What?
than your evil powers.
Is it? You're gonna drink it? What the? Really?
This is ridiculous. We're losing
Not,
precious time.
not how blood works. Okay,
True
well,
enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father.
no idea what you're talking about.
Try something else.
Ah, he has a... Great, he has a spotlight. And I don't have any guns. And he's weak to guns. Well, gee, you might want to kill me just so I can, you know, just so I can, get me some gun bullets. Bad time for you to stand there. I think I do have pistol, actually. The human is weak to being shot. Well, yeah, obviously, but he's resistant to swords for some reason. I do have one shotgun bullet, actually. Bang! Well, that was that. Love to get more shotgun, but I'd need to die for that. This exact moment, anyway. 14! Alright, we can make 14 work. William Marshall, he's the 7th legendary vampire in the game's lore. Yeah, they mentioned him. Leader of the Ascalon Club who claims to have been made a vampire by Marshall. Shot him at point blank. Yeah, it's a shotgun. Doesn't have the best range, unlike this gun. Ow, stop doing that. Only jerks do that. It's cool when I do it, though. Like, it's super cool. Really could use some blood so I could heal, actually. Nom, 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 nom.
I know. It hurts, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Had one more. Sorry. I thought it was Prewin, not Prewin.
Close your eyes. This is gonna hurt.
Why would closing my eyes be good or bad for this situation? That one was on me. I was out of stamina. I'm trying to heal, but your fucking arm crossbow gun is really annoying. Hold this. Stage show. Nah, that was the other boss. That was last episode's boss. I'm gonna need to swing by Milton when he kills me. Boy, the spotlights aren't great. Guys, I have a great idea for a boss fight. It's human, so obviously, you know, bit of a downgrade from the vampires. Have to give him some, you know, range. That seems fair. He has a spotlight thing that just kind of flashes and can, you know, burn you and stun you. Okay, cool. Are we gonna make it clear where the spotlight is when you're low on health and the game goes all black and white? No, not a bit. Oh, alright. Well, that's probably fine. What are the odds anyone's gonna have trouble in a boss fight? Ship the game! You may notice that 100% of my complaints with this game are with the combat and its mechanics. Actually, if you defeat him soon enough, you can theoretically finish the game today. Well, fair enough. Let me get some ammo. That'd be nice if I could finish it today. So I can stop complaining about it and say, it was a pretty good game.
It's locked.
Of course it is. A long letter. Yes, it is. Milton! Oh, I thought that guy was completely dead. Hey, Milton!
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
Boy, you know... You're worth a lot of experience, Milton. Yep, you're worth a lot of experience.
I'd like to see you.
But instead, I'll stick with the shotgun bullets. Shells is the word I'm looking for, not bullets, you stupid idiot. Upgrade weapons if you can. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I need to check my weapons and see what the upgrade requirements are. Oh, I meant to look at this sword. That's way better than my current... Well, it's better. Nah, it's... I should look into what I can slap onto that remarkable saber, because it might be comparable to my Dragonbane here. Anyway. Details for this include good handle parts and lead plating. Milton doesn't sell lead plating, and I don't know where I can get some. Same thing. Alright, they're not getting upgraded. The remarkable stake needs lead sticks and good handle parts. I might get that, actually. I think he'll have 1 and the 2 lead sticks required, so that could be better. The perfect pump-action shotgun, that's already all the way leveled up, so... Yeah. And the Barker, my sort of go-to handgun, 3 good trigger parts. Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
I'd like...
Good trigger parts. I can't remember... I know I needed the good trigger part for the gun. I can't remember what I needed for, the other one. Yeah, you. I needed lead sticks, which he doesn't have, so it's pointless. Good trigger part. I could go to sleep twice, and that will reset his store. Another thing that could have been improved upon, by the way. Just, you know, if I've got the money, don't limit his store parts. Just let me buy them. Because it's a bit silly if I'm going to, you know... Oh, wait, hold on. Just occurred to me, I bought the bullets. I didn't refill my gun. There we go. But yeah, I gave up the whole getting EXP and sacrifice level ideas for this game. Oh, you like it? Makes being a good actual challenge and requires legitimate sacrifice. Yeah. Again, the idea was good. Make some health serums. I don't have any watery... Well, maybe I have watery blood. I can try, but... You know. To add to the, not the best design... In order to get the thing I need to make health potions, I need to fight people. Which I can't do because I don't have health potions. Not the best. Let's see. Yeah, I can't upgrade you, because of the handle parts and the lead plating. You, I can look at these upgrades, which is... Damage, handling, which takes down stamina. How much stamina is needed for the Dragonbane? 18. So if I go damage, stamina, and damage... 168. Yeah, that's better. With the same amount of cost for stamina. I'll be switching to the saber, thank you very much. Okay. And, yeah, the, from what I can see, health serums here, they require water blood sample, water sturdy blood sample. Yeah, just they require water sturdy blood samples, which you get from vampires. So, you know, well done, game. I also don't think it'd be too much to ask to, you know, when you die, refill your blood meter so that you have powers.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
Is it? We'll see then, won't we? Bang. Well, I'm enjoying the amount of damage you've taken so far. I'll say that. Solid dodge. That was like half my health. That's super cool.
Free wind prevails! I'll pin you down!
This game got a re-release with some quality of life improvements and a combat revamp.
It hurts, doesn't it?
That would be a much better game. Fight like a man, he says while shooting me from 300 miles away.
Poisonous bite is useless on me. The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me. Light will cleanse you.
Vampires don't like fire, right? That's true, developer number 1. Well, developer number 2, I was thinking that if they get hit by fire, there's like a persistent damage thing going on, you know, residual. It encourages them to not get hit by fire. Why, that's brilliant, developer number 1. Should we put in a way for them to put out the fire were they to get hit by it? You know, if they're close to death or something. No, fuck them. I like your style, developer number 1. Why are there only 2 of us working on this game? Have we ever made a game that requires combat? No, now that you mention it. But I did see somebody play Dark Souls with one eye closed while I was reading a book. So I know what I'm doing. Damn, that's more experience than I have. Let's make this combat-heavy game. Main improvements this game needs is, in fact, a combat system. Well, it has a combat system. It needs... Again... In a perfect world, they'd just chuck the combat system and make this investigation and talky RPG sort of style game. Because the combat is by far the weakest part.
Good evening, Milton.
To the point where it is not that fun.
Trying to save lives.
I'd like...
You don't restock the bullets, huh? In between deaths. My blood goes down, and I lose the bullets because, you know... time progressed, I guess, and they're like, we want to make the game harder for you so you don't get your ammo back, even though you were checkpointed. But the guy that sells you ammo, no, he doesn't get it back. So, progress the day and make everything shittier in the world. Watch playthrough of Bloodborne on my phone with the screen minimized while on the toilet scrolling through Twitter at the same time. It's impressive that you can scroll through Twitter and, absolutely have it minimized at the same time. So if they re-release this with significant improvements, combat mechanics, and some fine-tuning to everything else, it should be fine. Oh yeah, it would be a classic. An instant hit if they did that. My eyes are very bloody. Sure. For those times when I can actually use bite in combat. Alright. Following night. Some people died, it got worse. Hell, some places might even be hostile to me at this point. I think this is one of those games that should try again, like The Bouncer. Oh yeah, The Bouncer. That was a launch title, wasn't it? I approve of remakes of games that are good ideas, but at its core are flawed. Because there's, like, already grounds for, you know, it's like, oh, what are we going to improve in the remake? Right there! As opposed to games that are, like, really good, that are just getting remade for the sake of, you know, selling you at the game again, like Skyrim.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Timely reference there.
I'd like to see your goods.
Combat system is what needs improvement. Yeah. It's significant improvement to mechanics. This game should be fine. It would be great. RE4. Well, they keep re-releasing that. They're not even I guess they are remaking it at this point, aren't they? I can sell you the weapons I'm not using. Just so I have money if I die to buy more shotgun shells. I think they just added VR to 4 recently. Yeah, but that's the thing. With all the re-releases of 4, they've never actually remade it. They just say, here's some graphics, and it's the same game. All of the glitches and jank are still in that game. It's crazy. There's a speedrunning strat involving the riot shotgun that's literally in every single version of the game. We make the bouncer this, time shift. Don't know time shift. But yeah, you're right. There is a VR mode in Resident Evil 4. I hear they are remaking it, but that's such an unnecessary remake. Like, I think what they're going to try and do is remake it in the style of the RE2 and 3 remakes, but why? You clearly struck lightning with Resident Evil 4. Why even... why bother remaking it?
If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much?
Because I'm an innocent vampire. They're sort of, like, not mutually exclusive there, buddy. Do you like shotguns?
The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me.
You say that. I don't think actually drinking King Arthur's blood is going to do anything for you. Unless you happen to be a vampire. Which I don't think you are. Sunlight's not doing anything there for you. Whoa! Yeah, sure they do. Oh, that's my bad. The gun wasn't loaded.
Show some style.
Ah, I'm out of bullets. That's on me. I don't think I have proper gun bullets, do I? That would make this much easier. No, I certainly don't. Great. Lord knows there's only 2 kinds of guns. So they've done a remake of 1 through 3, I guess 4 is next. Well, I think Code Veronica or 0 would be next, actually. Like, strictly speaking. Oh, I got caught in the spotlight for 1 nanosecond, so I'm dead. Oh god, please. Let me heal. Nope, cool. Alright, time to rest and get some ammo again. Now, you see, what happened there was I was stealing blood from him so I could heal, because that's the only way I can heal, because the game isn't giving me... It took away blood there, as you could see, actually, in my little meter. Took away the blood I need to heal. There's no good way to just get blood unless... I guess I could go out and farm it, just, you know, kill a vampire or two, get some blood that way. But yeah, the lights are just sort of instant damage that you can't avoid or do anything about because they spawn on you. So if you're in an animation for, say, I don't know, draining a guy for some blood, as the light starts to come on, and the animation takes its sweet time doing so, the light kicks on, and it just kills you, and there's not a thing you can do about it. Because this game was designed by people who, I'm guessing, thought books were like video games, and which is why they made Life is Strange. Then somebody showed them an actual video game, and they're like, oh shit, we've been doing it wrong. Let's put some combat in there. And then they put some combat in the video game, not actually understanding how to balance or make enjoyable, fun combat. Shout out to you. Can't lower the difficulty of the game once you start it, by the way. One of my favorite things in video games. Code Veronica could use a remake. Yeah, it certainly could. I agree. Alright. Let's go buy some shotgun shells. I'll try and kill some random mobs just so I have blood to heal with when I go in. Because, you know, far be it from this game to give me blood when I die. To, you know, give me a chance in the fight. Why would it want to do that?
Good evening.
Good evening. Why?
Oh, he has my gun for sale. That seems rude, Milton. I sold you that gun in good faith. God, would have almost been smart to start buying the upgrade for the fucking steak. I'd have it at this point. Could just eat you. Well, your 300 experience. Barely even worth it at this point. There's some weak-ass guys I can just... Yeah, you. 30. Nope. Uh-huh. None of you just isolated or anything. Maybe down in here. Maybe. Rats or something that I could get some blood from. At the very least, Fletcher fucking spawned me in the room with a rat. 32, huh? The morgue? I don't know. I just need some blood, man. What does it take to craft blood vials? Which, by the way, the answer might just, to a logical person, be, I'm sorry, there's a vial in this game that lets you get more blood? Surely that would just be blood. No, there's special components one must craft in order to make blood. That's not just blood. Don't be silly. Alright, where's the blood serum? Stamina. Blood! You'd think it's just blood that you need, but actually I can make these, so... Let's craft some. I can't make any the healing potions, so I might as well make some blood potions, right? It won't actually let me use the blood serum. You can see I'm mashing down on the D-pad, telling me what it would be to, you know, use the blood serum. Until I'm in a combat area, I guess. There we go. Good stuff. Let's try this again. Did you buy the bullets? Yes? Yeah. It's got 3 bullets of my 9. Bought the bullets. Alright. I never would have gotten the... Whoops, that was my bad. Hit the wrong button. Never would have gotten the health upgrade if I'd known it would take that much blood to use. I know it said it will take more blood to use. I figured it would take a little bit more blood, and the healing would sort of, you know, be worth it. It was not, actually. For taking, like, 4 times as much blood, it heals me for, like, 1/3 as much. Or 33% more, I guess. Yeah, so it does. Ow. Joke's on you, I can heal now. Alright, joke's on me. I'm dodging, but that still hits me. Load the gun. Thank you.
Defender of this land will protect me. Show some style. Fight like a man.
Thought that would stun you for longer. That one's also on me.
Come on, Reed. Try something else.
It's a pain to navigate this room.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me.
Gonna have to have a chat with Swansea about this stupid room. Switch to a better sword. I did! Oh, wait, shit. You're right. I'm using the wrong sword. Good catch, good catch.
I'll pin you down.
Less useful when there's just one person.
Close your eyes. This is gonna hurt.
Forgotten I'd done that.
Fight like a man.
Fuck you. God almighty.
We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
Jonathan said gun.
We're not enemies, can you?
More stagger animations, maybe.
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I don't know if that's true. You hunted me down, maybe I am a monster. We could collaborate. Yeah, why not? Sure. I feel like I'd rather have you on my side if there's a chance fighting the final boss.
You and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never!
Okay, well.
We are Priwen. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
Let the history book show that I offered peace and you're the asshole in this situation.
You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
Real quick, my ideals are cure the virus. Just saying.
That's where you're mistaken.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh. I don't think I have the experience. I'll make you a vampire. Nah, I'm not gonna be a dick.
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy
Be a
you
dick
never
move.
offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go.
I mean, he did let us go
After
in the
all,
theater, so...
You and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
Be a real dick move to turn him into a vampire.
I'll kill you,
Just
Reed.
saying.
Next time we meet, I'll end you.
Yeah.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
You could call him by his name, Reed. Just saying. You know, be polite. Well... that happened. That boss fight was eerily similar to the previous one, wherein I just had a bunch of bullets, then, like, hoped. I hope the final boss is weak to guns, because, boy howdy, am I gonna have a rough time of it otherwise. Still chapter... I really thought that would be chapter 6. Also, he didn't tell us where Swansea is. See? He's just over there, I guess. Alright. I think sparing him is the cooler flex of the option. Yeah. Like, I mean, he hunts vampires and, you know, wants to kill them, and from what I've seen of the Ascalon Club, he's not without reason for wanting to do that. He has perfectly good reason. The problem is more of a personal level, where he's like, all vampires are bad, as opposed to most vampires are bad. Still, turning him into a vampire would be, pretty cruel. He's supernaturally racist. Yeah, I guess. But again, in his defense, not without good reason. It does seem the majority of vampires we meet are, you know, here to kill us and take our freedoms and shit. Sorry, I'm just going... Nope, not that way. Thanks, game, for the jank. There's no audio for the combat, by the way. Game's bugged out, I think. Yeah, they don't have any lines. There's no, My sword has noise, but they do not. So, you know. Oh, hey, wow. You guys should party up, you know. Have yourselves a great time. Might have fixed itself? I'm really lost over here. Not quite. This way? Yeah, it's this way. Going to the theater, are we? Okay. That's a good bit like budget Bloodborne. Yeah, it does. Ah, fuck! You can tell. Can we, like, give me a moment where I'm not being hounded by these guys, huh? Then there's you. Sick of you and your gun. isn't exactly racist in a manner of speaking. He is racist in a manner of speaking, but not without good reason. Most vamps shown around the game aren't exactly upstanding citizens. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, where am I? Right, this way. I'm sure all that thrilling and exciting combat happened without me, and I'm much worse off for having missed it. Ugh. Frankly, the way the game progressed, I assumed after we beat Column there, it's like, oh, chapter 6 now.
Never left Doris's theater after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
After they invaded the theater. It was empty. We killed Doris and left. What do you mean, invaded the theater? Hey, Swansea. The door down is this way. I was gonna say, who's fighting me?
This is despicable.
Yeah, it's despicable. Hi! God, you're terrible. And that was the healing. The fire damage was half of my health. The healing was 1/64 of my health. Balance. Where'd Swan... Oh, he's down further. Also, I like that they're still doing the, you shouldn't be here, sir, bit. Yeah, alright, sure. By all means. I assume he's back down there somehow. Bye. Oh no, this is the front door, isn't it? Ah. Well, don't I look embarrassed. How do I get down there, then? It's not through here. This is sort of the back exit-y sort of area. Yeah. This door open? No? How do I get lower in the theater? It's down here. And Swansea is still down there somehow. Combat triggered and it sealed the door, but I hadn't gone through the door yet, so, perhaps this door?
It's locked.
Well, that didn't answer the question, really. Huh. Looking for a door. Gather information about Swansea's work. Okay. That doesn't help. I'll kill you. You're the only one in the room. You were the only one in the room. His gun doesn't have sound effects. Always fun. I'll just leave now. You jinxed it. Well, suppose I did. This game is kind of falling apart at the seams here. Sound effects aren't working. It really insists on me doing combat. The AI seems really easy to abuse at this point. Give this game some good polish and I dare say it'd be great. Oh yeah, no, they had the makings of a cult hit on their hands. It just needed a bit more, you know, streamlining and polish, like you said. I'd say streamlining. Hi. Bye. Oh good, he forgot I'm here. Ah, but you boys didn't. Ooh, don't want to fight both of you at the same time. Better go. Unless one of those rascals drops the key for that door, I have no idea what the game wants me to do in terms of finding Swansea. Maybe this way. Nope, can't stick around here. Oh wow, you can follow me in here. Sorta, kinda, ish. Sorta, kinda, ish. Can I just fight? Okay. That didn't have any sound effects either. Good stuff. There was no sound there. Was trying to go in for the bite so I could heal. The exact reason I didn't want to fight two people is because this combat is fucking atrocious. One-on-one, it's actually perfectly fine combat, but the problem is they really like gank fights, and they apparently really thought that just combat was good enough for a video game. Ah, we put some people to fight and we've got a game, right? That's how combat works? No, actually. Sort of a refined process.
Doing this.
No, it's cool. We just put some dudes with higher levels in a room with no thought in terms of the room's layout, and yeah, that's it. Combat. We'll give them some weaknesses and resistances to make people think we know what we're doing. It'll be great. There magically anything up here? Yoo-hoo. Way to progress the game. Well, this door's open. But that leads outside. Maybe I need to kill everyone, which would be a pain in my ass, but, you know, it's the only other thing I can think of at this point. There's one stinking door and it's locked, so maybe if I kill them, they'll drop the key. Maybe that a key will unlock a magical world where the sound effects work again and, you know, there's no actual combat left. It's just good, fun character dialogues and moral choices. The parts of this game that are actually good.
Despicable.
Except for his weird abhorrence with eating rats. choices are humans or rats. I think I'll not eat humans so that I can retain my morality. Oh, I am but a monster when I eat these rats. You alright there, John? Need to find a way downstairs instead of going on up. Hey, Arg? Where is downstairs, then? I've looked every possible location except up, which is the reason I went there. It's like, maybe they put the key upstairs. Who knows? Because you know where the key isn't? Downstairs. I too agree that, you know, I should go downstairs to get downstairs. If they put the stairs somewhere I could reach them, that would be, you know, ideal, I would say. 1 shilling. You had that life savings, huh? Didn't miss any stairs down here. Pocket the old sword. British civilized society and whatnot. Well, yes.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I suppose he's all, you know, tight collar. Can't believe I'm eating a rat. The idea of it all. Of course, the tough one is at the back of this line of enemies. Could go around the long way. Blood serum. I can just find that. Not health serum, but I can find blood serum, I guess. Couldn't get even the surprise attack in. Alright. Fires around corners. That's great. I think the guy with the torch was actually leaving, but then I ran into him again, so he decided to give chase. Oh, I have that again. Ugh. Call this a loop. I heal from drinking his blood, and I get more blood back. And it damages him. Great camera angle. Alright. Literally killed everyone in the building. To kill everyone in the stage, just to explore without anybody being there, after which you'll find some documents.
I cannot enter.
Yeah, my plan was kill everyone. McCollum's report. Just finished reading Fletcher's journal, and painful as it was, my god, the woman planned to see everyone in London afflicted. Sounds like we did the right thing by kind of letting her die. By infecting all who would come to her next play. So, all 3 people, huh? It helped me understand greatly what was going on. Doris Fletcher's real name was Doris Jones. Yeah, well, figured that one out. Daughter of Harriet Jones, who had been treated as a patient for a long time at Pembroke Hospital. She clearly hated her mother, used her fame and notoriety to... How long does this go on for? You wrote these 2 days apart? Took me 2 days, yep, to parse through the dusty registers of books kept in the vault. I hate losing time like this. The search did not prove fruitful for once. or did prove fruitful for once. I found 2 pages that could be related to the present situation in a copy of William Marshall's memoirs. Took them with me to read more carefully. This creature Marshall says he fought in 1666. This disaster aimed to destroy London. Yeah, those 2 are clearly working together, and Swansea is helping them. What? I will immediately give orders to have him arrested and interrogated. As for Reed, I'll destroy the evil beast myself, and then we'll deal with William Marshall and this disaster thing. Perwin will prevail once more. Why is Swansea working with them? Did I miss I mean, I skimmed it, but... I'm convinced Swansea is accomplice. What? Presence of Vampyr in the same hospital where Harriet Jones was treated can't be a coincidence. I'm convinced he... Oh. Wow, this is real circumstantial, McCullen.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Alright, got the key. Terrible. Swansea's right through here.
It's locked, all right.
Damn, if only I could shoot blood spears. Oh well. Guess I'll take the long way around. Through tons of enemies. I hate you. I want you to know that when I infect you with this blood that makes it explode out of you, I'm doing it 100% because I don't like you. Not because it's efficient. Not because I had the ability anyway. It's entirely because I don't care for you personally. Well, that door's locked again for some reason.
I cannot enter.
Alright, well, I'll just pop this one open then.
It's locked, all right.
Really not a fan of these locks. The Vampire Knight, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card. Alright, great entry. It was too long. William Marshall's memoirs, these I'll read. Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet me inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. Well, that's appropriate. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol they chose to place where I defeated this disaster. But also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There in the sacred silence of the church and under the eyes of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Dust Astro. What? The Eater of Stars. Huh? Who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request by burning my desire to stop the blood of hate. Oh. Their primate promised to come back to me with the answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tears of Angels. According to him, ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord, it took me more than 100 years to find a cure for my blood of hate. Oh, he's trying to cure vampirism. But I may finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. And McCullum read this as evil because... Soon I may repair all the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of the king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me most, for time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me. The pure essence of garlic. Oh. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink this antidote, but if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure excruciating pain.
Blood of a pure heart.
St. Paul in Minnesota.
Garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Well, why was he drinking it? Wouldn't bother him, but he's not infected, is he? I still can't go in this way, I take it. Nope, alright, I'll go in the other way. Alright, Swansea, what have you got for me?
Edgar.
How's it hanging? Jokes! I mean, hey, what's up?
You?
I had it. Okay.
Easy. Easy.
Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
There's a door over. It's quicker that way. Okay. It's not getting him out of here. I thought you were carrying him.
Try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late.
You've got like 2 cuts.
Punctured lung,
Oh.
broken ribs,
Ah.
internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
How'd they puncture your lung?
Edgar, what happened?
Might actually be able to fit. Really? 40 minutes left in this game?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Probably more like an hour
Geoffrey
left in this
McCullum
game, but still.
ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skull epidemic.
Outrageous.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open.
Boy, sentences that start with "I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would," usually 2020 hindsight, just saying.
What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
It was that or spend 1,000 experience.
Time will
I didn't really have the,
The most
wherewithal to let
intriguing
that
part
go.
of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured
Might be a
me
bit
to
more than
make
40,
me
but certainly not
possess
enough to put it away
sick
for another
monsters.
stream. Eh, fair enough. Are you hiding something?
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him.
Are you William Marshall?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why accuse us of creating the epidemic? Yeah, what the hell?
Why would the Guard of Prewin believe you and I created the vampire?
I was a vampire like a week ago.
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
I mean, maybe? That's flimsy, though, because, like, the epidemic existed long before I showed up in London.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Do you know if he has horns? Asking for a friend.
Why is the Guard of Prewin so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Prewin in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
How do we know he was the only one to escape? Well...
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
I mean... This is somewhat circumstantial.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
Oh.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Wasn't aware that's what happened, actually.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms. Blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Do you know where we are?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic?
Yeah,
the link between
these are the good
Doris
parts,
and Harriet,
Spiral.
The suspicion of McCullum?
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did...
I'm with Johnny here. Wait a second.
What?
Thank you. You're just gonna casually drop that? I didn't do anything wrong. It was perfectly normal medical procedure. All I did was give her some vampire blood. I don't see what the issue is. It's like, wait, back up a second. Huh? What?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones.
Where'd you
My
get
only
it?
intention was
Ashbury,
to find
probably.
the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
I believe that's Deep Space Nine, Ark?
While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
Right, I admit it. I boldly ventured into experimental realms, but I've killed no one to appease my thirst for knowledge, Jonathan. I'm no murderer.
I never asked to become what I am, Edgar. You chose to conduct
Deep
your
Space Nine, but also my own opinion. Fair enough.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Yeah, but you're an idiot. Hey, I actually have my third option here. Turn into a vampire for 3,000. Oh, Christ, I don't want to spend that. Let him die, or just eat him and gain the experience. Well, I mean, fuck, if I'm gonna let him die, I might as well eat him. What's the point of that? I don't want to spend that. I don't even think I have that. Maybe nah, I don't, do I? I've only got like 25? I had 25 or 26. Victim of the tragedy, or the cause of the tragedy. Yeah. If you're gonna experiment like that, take better precautions, you idiot. I'll just give this dying woman vampire blood and leave her pretty much unwatched out in the open near an exit like that. You wanna, like, you know, kind of keep that observation under lock and key. Also, you made a weird sort of half-breed skull. Oh god, it's a question of whether I eat him or turn him. 3,000 XP. Oh god, I can't afford that. I would turn him. Like, yeah, he's the cause of the experiment, or the cause of this disaster, and, probably, you know, blinded by ambition or research or whatever. At his heart, though, it was well-meaning, and he's probably, you know, still a good healer/physician who wants to see this epidemic ended. But God, I can't afford why has it gotta be so much? That's so many levels. Well, it's not really that many levels, actually, but it's like a level. I'd make him make up for it. Fine.
No, Edgar.
Fine.
You are not going to die. Unless you want to.
That fucking line read. You're not going to die unless you want to. What? Huh? What? Like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I can save you, Edgar.
Sorry, that was really funny to me.
Broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which arrangement would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Why didn't you just ask Ashbury then? She probably woulda, you know, just saying. Why didn't you inject yourself with the vampire blood?
To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Kinky. This is the part where Kenochi Penguin's like, I'm back from getting a drink. What the fuck's going on here?
Enough!
Then has an emote that's suitably appropriate and bizarre at the same time. It cost me 3,000. Yeah, I have 5 left after that. I had 5 after that. Ugh. You better be goddamn grateful. What's with all these hints failed? He's alive. Anyway, this is the bit where I mesmerize and kill him. What a fucking waste of everyone's time that would have been. I was there for a moment where you'd offer it to somebody, they actually turn it down. There's a guy like that in, I played Murdered Soul Suspect for YouTube 7 years ago at this point. Oh, I thought that was Swansea. I was like, what? Hello. There's no one even in here who could have said that, but yeah, alright. Fuck that game. Shit-ass wannabe Ghost Trick. You're not entirely wrong. But at the same time, it had some okay ideas, I think. But anyway, Murdered Soul Suspect. I played it 7 or so years ago for YouTube. I also played Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Much better game, in my opinion. But anyway, no combat in that game. Yeah, in Murdered, there's an NPC you meet in a jailhouse who's... Within the lore of that game, ghosts are spirits with unfinished business, and you meet a ghost in a jailhouse who was, like, wrongfully imprisoned and hanged, I think.
So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood.
And then, whatever his name is, Sebastian, I think, is the main character of Ghost Trick. Or, Cecil is the main character of Ghost Trick. Sebastian, I think, is the main character of Murdered. Yeah, no, it's, he asks the guy in the prison, hey, is there anything I can do to help? And the prisoner goes, nah, you got your own shit to deal with, I'll work on it. And I remember in YouTube, I was like, what an amazing NPC. What a hero. We should all aspire to be that man. It's like, would you like a side quest? Nah, I'm good. Fine, I'll come out. After I do that. King of an NPC, right? Yeah. Like, need some help? Nah, I'm good. You're clearly busy. What an amazing fellow that guy was. Wasn't a very long game, that Murdered. It had bullshit wannabe combat sections, but they were all basically stealth mixed with you could like sneak up behind on an enemy and insta-kill them. Which, not great, but at least it worked. Unlike, you know, this game's combat. Which is not great and doesn't work half the time. Game was long. Was it? I thought it wasn't very long, Murdered Soul Suspect. There's the beginning. You find the girl. You go to a cemetery?
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan?
You go to the police station.
What is it, my dear?
Isn't that about it? It's only like 4 or 5 areas, I think.
Bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
How long was my playlist of it? It felt long,
Edgar
maybe.
is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
He's recovering.
His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims.
31 videos at about 10 minutes each. I'm back and I have a snow cone. Delightful Kenochi. Love you. Yeah, 31 videos at about 10 minutes each, so roughly 300 minutes. So yeah, the game is only like 5 hours or so, 6 hours. Very short game. He was stupid. He's a criminal. He gave no heed to ethics.
Gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say, I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes.
You are keeping up with this plot like a champ.
And how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
My God.
What?
Yeah. Bit rude.
No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth.
Someone's gonna think that's blood.
All right.
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
That was your painting?
Elizabeth.
That painting sucks. What were you painting? Just a curtain? That was terrible. And Jesus. Gather ingredients for the antidote. Drop of William Marshall's blood from Redgrave. Uh-oh. Drop of King Arthur's blood from McCollum. And search for insulin. Well, McCollum might be willing to give me a drop of King Arthur's blood. Redgrave's gonna be a bit of an issue. Oh, name, what's going on? Remember that ginger gal from one RPG you played with the funny faces? You're gonna have to really narrow that one down. Put my Discord app, my Discord profile picture is her, and I think it was funny. The funny. Ica from Skies of Arcadia. Yeah, I know what you mean. Good call, good call. She had the best faces. The blah sort of faces whenever she was like surprised or outraged or disgusted. I need a drink after all this. So Arg, you think we can finish this today?
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster.
How much do you think we have left, Arg? Remembering who's playing this game. Nice conservative estimate. We talking like... I assume I'm gonna have to fight one of these guys. One's over here. Yeah, that's probably that's a hospital. And up there is definitely McCollum. since, you know, the other two are around here. Suppose I'll go here, then here, then here. Maybe I should hit the hospital first and buy some, you know, shotgun shells. Have a nice little sleep and, I know, that's why I'm leaving. Have a little sleep and, you know, buy some shotgun shells from old Milton. Stupid beast! Yeah, I'm a stupid beast. You really love that insult. Yeah, you got one of them. He's here to cause havoc. Look at him go.
Get them weapons ready! We found one! Mine! I'll take it.
I think it's this way. Yep, sure is. Haha! I've walked into a no-combat zone. Haha! You fools. Well, I'm gonna have a quick snooze and buy some shotgun shells from old Milton here. Hey, Milton. Best NPC, because you're just, you know, giving me guns. Swansea in there? Nope, nowhere to be seen. Okay. I'd never think of eating him, even on an evil playthrough. Oh yeah, it's far too useful. 310 experience. God almighty. Spent 3,000 making that man a vampire. Like many plot points in the game are sequel baited. Ah, maybe. There's a boss battle coming. Not one of them, if memory serves. What? So two. Oh, not one of them, if memory serves. If you're only to do a bit longer stream, maybe an hour longer, you're like, we finished today. Might be wrong. You know, predictions of mine come true about half the time at best. Like the hunter, you either turn or spare. Yeah, maybe. Oh, is that plot point? I guess it is just kind of dangling, isn't it? Maybe I should save this for another stream. Part of me wants to, like, power through this today, and another part of me is, like, with this game's jank combat, there's only so much I can take. And, like, I want to sort of put it down and give it a rest. Well, give me the parts, Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Mass Effect kind of dangling.
Still trying to save lives?
Yeah, but Mass Effect knew they would get sequels, though, you know? And even then, the end of the first Mass Effect, it's not so much they left things dangling, but they wrote Mass Effect in a way where there would be a logical continuation of what was going on. There wasn't so much, this needs to be resolved, as what happens next, sort of thing. With the possible exception of 2, 2 kind of left it like, you know, this needs to be resolved. But between 1 and 2, it was definitely a, never do that with a narrative. The break between 1 and 2 in Mass Effect was definitely, I can't wait to see part 2 of this. 2 definitely left an, oh my god, what's going on, a cliffhanger, I need to know, kind of ending. But it was still better than Mass Effect 3's ending, so, yeah, it won the day there. I mean, I might as well buy the bullets if I'm just gonna, you know, come back and buy the shotgun shells later. I think I am going to break for today. I sense that the game's going to give me trouble when it comes to whatever the final boss is going to be. Probably Marshall, if I had to assume, the way he's being built up. I'd be surprised... McCullum may not fight me because I spared him. I'd be willing to bet that Redgrave... I don't know what Redgrave's gonna do. I assume there's going to be a fight there. Not sure what's gonna happen in the morgue of Pembroke, but I mean, hey, I'm at Pembroke anyway, so I might as well do that first. But yeah, I think I'll leave this for tomorrow's stream. Ending a little bit early here, but like I said, this game, oh boy, it's I can tell why people like this game. If you can get past the combat, it's a good game. It's a very good character. It was well done with the story and the narrative and everything. God almighty, the combat is just so not great. It would... The simple fix would be... Not even just, like, rip the combat out. The simple fix would be scale them to my level appropriately. Like... I'm fighting guys that are 10 or 11 levels higher than me. Just tune it up. Well, just scale it better. I'm fighting guys 10, 11 levels higher than me who deal a crap more damage. If I'm going for a playthrough where I don't eat anybody, I shouldn't be punished to that degree. Make the game harder, sure. Don't just ramp up the amount of health and damage they do and be like, guess you should kill more people. Have another game ready just in case. I will. I'll have the wheel all ready and set to spin. Sorry it came in at the last second here, 7-9. We're ending a little bit early because we're sort of close to the end there. I like force you to use stealth. Well, I don't like forced stealth segments, but yeah, no, it definitely seems like to get through the streets, I either just run past everything or go stealthy. I haven't found something for you to take away from this game yet. Well, tune in tomorrow, and, you know, that'll be, tomorrow's definitely going to be the last stream of this. We'll spin the wheel and see what we play. Quickly, explore the abandoned ship. There's an abandoned morgue? Does that suit your fancy? It's not quite a ship, but, you know, it's there, and it's abandoned. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow's going to be the last stream of this. I look forward to this game being done so I can talk about what a good game it was, except for the combat, and not, you know, really expand on what terrible combat it is. Short one, physically not more than an hour left of this game. Please, I'll show you. The way I play, we can drag that out to 2 hours at least. Hamtaro Ham Heartbreak. Maybe. There's a 1 in 12 chance. There's a lot of games on that list. Once Own Name redeems his points, I do need to up the price just because people... The list is getting too fat otherwise. Anyway, love you all. Be good people. Whoa. I will talk to you all later. Shrewd negotiators. See you around. Inflation. Yeah, something like that. I do also need a wheel emote. I'm thinking my duck kind of like putting the wings together and sweating as he looks up at the spinning wheel, like hoping his game gets chosen. Thinking that's the emote I want for the wheel. But anyway, yeah, love you all. Be good people. See you tomorrow.